start? We're live? Whoa. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Hey. Hi. Hey. Wow. Hi up there. Great seats. So I'm going to give a quick lightning talk on the terminal and you, about colors, tips, tricks, and bash profiles. So we as programmers, that's a picture of us programming. We do a lot of stuff in the terminal, but the problem is most of people's terminals just kind of look like this. Yeah, boo, right? That's kind of awful. The defaults are really ugly. The defaults are really boring. So hopefully with this presentation, we can take this kind of car from this to this. Or, no, that's still really ugly. How about something like this? Yeah, that's a lot better. But anyway, so a quick mild tangent about programming and using the terminal in general. If you go to your system preferences and open keyboard, you should definitely put these all the way to the right. That is your key repeat and your delay until repeat. This is so that you can type multiple characters very quickly. Most of the time that's up and down, kind of moving through text and things like that. And then also you should remap caps lock to control. Otherwise, nobody will want to use your computer, and it's dumb if you do it any other way. But anyway, back to your regular scheduled program. So a little bit about colors. So this is just doing a ls in your home directory, and you can kind of see there's a lot of junk here. You can't really make this and that, but ooh, doesn't that look a lot better? You can tell the difference between files and directories, and then you even get a nice little picture here of what a link looks like. So if you put these side by side, you can glean a lot more information a lot faster off of a terminal with a much better color scheme. And specifically, this color scheme is called solarized. It's what I use in my terminal, and the cool part about it is that it has both a light and a dark theme. And actually, the text is the same colors depending on the background. So it's actually, some guy did a lot of color theory and science about this. It's really easy to see in any kind of light. You should use it. But the point is, there's a ton of different terminal color schemes that can really make the difference between a boring terminal and one that you can gather information quickly from, and it looks a heck of a lot prettier. So here are some tips and tricks. The control key is your friend. There's a lot of great shortcuts. Control A will bring your cursor all the way to the front of the line. Control E will bring it all the way to the back. Control K will actually cut from your cursor to the end of the line. And Control U will do the opposite, from your cursor to the beginning of the line. And there's also some really cool built-in substitution shortcuts for bash. Bang bang, as it's known, will actually execute the terminal command that you had just run. So most of the time you're going to use this paired with sudo, so that when you try to delete a file, permission denied, oh crap, I need to use sudo bang bang, and it reruns the command. The next cool one is the $? which will actually tell you the exit code of the last command that you ran. So from before, when we tried to delete that lol.txt, we got a permission denied, and we can tell that it's exit code 1. Another cool one is caret, and this is actually really helpful for substituting one word for another. So in this case, we're actually catting lol.txt. It says hello world, but we want to edit it. So if we actually type caret cat caret vim, it'll substitute cat and vim, and then you can edit that file really quickly. These three ones are cool. Hat tip to Adam for pointing these out to me a while back. It's bang dollar, bang caret, and bang star. And these will actually take the arguments of your command previous. So if we echoed foo, bar, and baz, if we echo bang dollar, it'll give us foo. Oh, I'm sorry, it'll give us baz. If we echo bang caret, it'll give us foo. But if we echo bang star, it gives us all the arguments to the command. In this case, it was echo. So we get all three. And what's cool about all this is it can all be customized in your bash profile. The bash profile is the initialization script for bash. It runs every time the terminal starts up. And it basically lets you set your shortcuts, your aliases, and your environment variables for any terminal session that you use. So for me, I have a couple quick ones for git. GA will be alias to git add, GC, git commit, etc., etc. And then what's also cool about the bash profile is it's actually just like a script. So you can do some really cool things with conditionally including other scripts depending on what system you're working on. So for this, I have what's called a local RC file, and I'll include that if it's there, and otherwise it just keeps going. So for instance, I have specific includes for my Warby Parker computer because I do different things here than I do at home. But most importantly, bash profiles just let you customize your system to your workflow. So you can have really complex big ones or you can have really tiny ones depending on how many shortcuts you like to take. And what's also cool about bash profiles is they're plain text and they can be shared on GitHub. So I have mine up there, so does Roger, Richard, and Karina. And I know for a fact that I stole a ton of shortcuts out of theirs, and they've probably stolen shortcuts out of other people's. And there's kind of a community around like sharing your shortcuts and your functions and stuff like that, so that you can, everyone wants to work as efficiently as possible. And what's also cool about that is you can get your dot files onto a new system relatively quickly. So I actually stole somebody's install shell script, which actually, if I curl that and pipe that into my shell, it'll download my bash profile and all of my shortcuts onto any machine that I'm using. So if anything, if I can teach you anything today, I would say use bash, not shell or fish. And the reason I recommend that is mostly because if you try and SSH into a new system, 99.9% of the time it's going to be a new bash system. So you can, if you know the built-in shortcuts, you'll be fast and quick on pretty much any system. Use colors and features as you see fit. Some people love like vanilla terminals, and go for it. Some people love to deck it out, go for it as well. Know the default shortcuts because they're going to be the same across any kind of system. And build your profile as you go. It could be really tempting to steal somebody's profile completely and just use exactly what they use. But there might be a lot of like stuff that you're either not taking advantage of or has a significant like performance improvement and you're not even using. So what I would suggest is kind of like see where your workflow can use improvements, add plugins or shortcuts or aliases as you see fit. Thanks, guys.